Hello, we are going to do a visual guide, I guess, on starting a new character in Final Fantasy XI, just to kind of cover some of the basics in case people may have it. I'm going to go straight from the new character menu all the way through to level 5 when you start your access to Records of Eminence and have your trust available. So we are going to go ahead and just pick a default. Let's see if we can get a Derplander going here. There we go. That's pretty close to a Derplander. And we will just kind of go with some basic stuff, so we'll just go with Warrior for now, and if you hit the plus button on your keypad, it'll give you random names. 1, 2, 3, 4, we are Kamicholi, that's horrible, Barada. Let's go with Barada. And then you can select your server. In this case, we're just going to select Bahamut because it's right there. Now, a lot of people that have a World Pass from a friend will see this option and they'll hit enter thinking that they can just select a World Pass that is a gift to their account. That's not how it works. When someone buys a Gold World Pass, it'll give them a number, it's like 7 or 10 digits or something. And once you get to the screen, you just enter numbers from your number pad. When there's no numbers in there, it says not specified, but as soon as you start typing, it'll add numbers in. A quick note on adding World Pass: you cannot use a World Pass if you have any characters associated with old content IDs, even if they are no longer being paid for. So if you have a cancelled content ID that has a character associated with it, you either need to delete your character from in-game if you can, or you have to go to your Square Enix account and delete the content ID. Once all content IDs are deleted, or all characters are deleted from content IDs, then you can use the Gold World Pass. So make sure you do that. I won't have it specified because we already have characters, and that'll just give us an error. A random name is not available. Okay, Charbak. Let's go with Charbak. Okay. When you start, you get to select a nation. I am Hume, so I'm going to select Bastok. The reason for this is because if you select a race and a starting city that match via the story, you will get a ring in your starting city that gives you extra bonus stats. So Elvain would start in Sandoria, Hume and Galka would start in Bastok, Taru and Mithra would start in Windurst, and that will give you a nation ring to start off. You don't have to do this, the ring is not necessary at all for leveling. It's pretty quickly outclassed by most equipment, but it's just a little extra thing that you can do. So we are going to go ahead and start in Bastok. So Charbak is going to get ready to begin in Bastok. We are going to go through and start the game here. I do have some tools set up, like a mini-map, that are not, strictly speaking, retail, but we'll ignore it for now. So if your screen doesn't look like that, don't worry. We also have a way to move through text quickly, just for the purposes of demonstration. Yasuri Mountain, Southern Quan, some. It goes really fast, the text. Compared to Sandoria's legendary order of knights, winners with its ancients, its magic. Bastok is still a newborn nation. Advanced technology and your limitless underground resources have allowed Bastok to rival the other two nations in power. Innovation. Innovative and adaptive humans make up more than half the population of Bastok. With their flair for industry, economy, and politics, they were the driving force behind Bastok's rapid growth. Even now, humans hold key positions in those areas. The Galka, a race of hulking humanoids, comprised a third of Bastok's population. Originally hailing from Zepwell, they came to this land over 600 years ago. Without their incomparable strength and countless ore mines that drive Bastok's economy would never have been dug. Adventurers seeking fame and fortune flock to the rising nation like Bastok. You are one of them. Your story begins here amid the smoke and bustle of the industrial city of Bastok. And all of that is technically in the text log, so you can go ahead and read it if you want, if you missed it. Once this little scene gets through. We will... let's say no. Maybe that'll stop them from talking as much. Who knows? Let's go fight monsters. Ooh, there's something we can throw out. The adventure coupon gives you like 50 gil. It's really pointless. But it does tell you where NPCs that might be able to help you is, so there you go. Okay, so if you hit the plus key, you highlight the chat log, and you can open it up and scroll through the chat log and see everything that was talked about before. You have an adventure coupon. If you hit the minus key on your number pad, it'll open up your menu. Your menu has two sections. You have left and right will go to menu 2. So menu 1 has status, equipment, magic item, etc. Menu 2 has missions, quests, key items, house, view house, bazaar, macros. We're going to talk about the quest menu real quick. In the quest menu you can see current quests that have been active, completed quests, and then records of eminence. And right now we have just a tutorial menu with one mission. So the first thing you really want to do is probably open up these objectives and then set this as an objective. Speak to one of the following records of eminence guides: Rolandine, Southern Sandoria, Izakoth in Weststock Markets, Felm, Jilbazat in Winders Woods, Eternal Flame in West Adulin. So we're going to go ahead and hit yes, and we're going to head to Weststock Markets in E11. So if we open up our menu and go to menu 1, go to the bottom to maps, see that we can zoom out here, we'll see that we are in Port Weststock, and Weststock Markets is over on the left all the way down. So we're going to go ahead and run over there. But first, before we run all the way over there, we're going to click on this home point. And once we click on a home point, we can warp to that home point from any other home point. So it's important when you see those to go ahead and click on them. In the meantime, we are going to run all the way across the map and do this first records of eminence. It's very important to keep going on the records of eminence. While we're doing that, oh, by the way, we're auto running, so I'm using my number pad to move around. You can use your mouse and kind of move around, but it's really awkward. If you hold left or right click, you can change your camera, and then if you hold middle mouse button, you can move to the corners of the screen where you want to go, and it's just sort of, you can move around like this, but like targeting can be a little awkward. So I prefer to use the number keys 8, 6, 2, and 4 for your movement. And if you are running and you hit the number 7, you'll turn on auto run. You can also move your camera with the arrow keys. You can target the nearest non-player character NPC with F8. And you can target yourself with F1. If you have party members, you can use the F keys to target the party members F1 through F6. While we're doing this, we're going to go look at our inventory, and we're going to see that we have a bunch of stuff in here. So the login campaign gave us a silver Gabi key that we can't use for 45 days, and 2 silver vouchers that we also can't use for 45 days. Keep those, they're well worth it. The adventure coupon down here on the bottom, like I said, it gives you about 50 gil. It's not really... You can go to the NPC they told you about and trade it to them, but we're not going to do that for now because I don't feel like it. We also noticed that in our inventory we had a sword and a ring. The Bastokan ring is because we're a Hume starting in Bastok. That will give us some easy early stats. Let's see, as soon as we load here, we're loading into... Also, whenever you enter a zone and meet certain conditions, you may see this menu start where it asks you if you want to start the opening cutscene for an expansion. If you are busy, you can always say maybe later. and it'll show you on the map where the book is. If you go to that location, we will go over there in just a moment. That was over by the crafting guild. If we open up our big map, let me stop running here for a moment. Over here by the crafting guild, that little ring there, that's the goldsmithing guild. Up here, this symbol here that looks like a scroll, that's a magic shop. If you're doing a mage job at the start, you'll want to keep an eye on that. You'll see that the warp points, or the home points, are all highlighted on the map. That is a default setting, and you can go to those and click on them whenever you run by. So, as we're running by this one, we're going to click on it. By the way, 9 and 3 on your keypad will zoom in and zoom out respectively, so that's another camera control feature you may want to keep an eye on. So, we went ahead and collected that home point. We are going to go and collect the home point next to the Goldsmithing Guild just to show you what the book looks like to start quests that you may have skipped over. Or expansions, rather. And there are a few that you'll run into. So we're going to go down here. And each starting nation will have a similar setup. We're going to click on Home Point 4. I don't need to teleport right now. Near Home Point 4 there should be a book. And this floating book will let you start the expansion that you skipped earlier. Alright, from here we're going to go towards the main gate. And that should be where the NPCs explaining the Records of Eminence are located. If we go back to our quest menu, go to Records of Eminence, first step forwards, it's at E11. E11, if you look at the map, E is A, B, C, D, E. In line where it says port, port is firmly in the E column. Go down to 11. E11 is just below that home point down there at the west gate. So we are going to go down over here. Lovely texture glitching. The texture glitch is because there's two different textures that are occupying the same exact region on the mapping. So it can't decide which one's supposed to be over the other one, so it'll just flash as the light hits it in different angles. So that's a fun little tidbit. Okay. Anyways, we are talking to Records of Eminence, current, first step forward. We are talking to Isakoth. This guy right here should tell us about Records of Eminence. In a little bit of cutscene, he'll go through and he'll explain everything to you really fast, and it's really interesting, so impart your knowledge to me, please. What is that? Oh my goodness. Skip, skip, skip. Okay, yes sir. Skip, 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 skip. Is that guy wearing a diaper? I guess it's a supplicar, but it looks kind of like he has a diaper and just a jacket over it, which is hilarious to me, but I love the armor in this game. Okay. We have done our first little tidbit in the Records of Eminence. Now, if we try to leave, I think this will also give us a little quest. So we're gonna end up talking to this guy. He's gonna give us a little tidbit here, and he's gonna say, I'm here to help you. You should consider yourself a newcomer. It's my permanent post. So we'll go and we'll talk to Gildago. And he will say, go talk to the guard and get Signet. So I'm gonna go talk to the guard. Before I go to talk to the guard, I'm gonna check my Records of Eminence. And currently it wants me to open treasure casks for my daily, I think that's my daily quest. Every 2 or 4 hours there's a, see how it's blue up there in the title? Limited time challenge. So every 2 or 4 hours, I think it's 4 hours, that'll change. So right now if I open treasure caskets that drop when enemies die, if I open 10 of them, I will get 300 sparks and 1500 experience points and 300 Unity accolades, which I will explain in just a moment. But if we go down to our Records of Eminence, we open it up, we now have more options available to us. We're going to go to Tutorial, Basics, And now we have a bunch of things we can do. So Undertake, FOV training regime, field manual, field of valor. So let's go ahead and hit yes. Heal without using magic. Let's go ahead and hit yes. Vanquish one enemy. Let's go ahead and hit yes. Stepping in ambuscade, we can't do that for a while, so we're going to skip that. Call forth an alter ego. We are going to hit yes. Exploring the Trove, we can't do that for 45 days. Assist channel. Speak in the AMA liaison in front of the MOG and just wanted to hear about the assist channel, so we have to go talk to an NPC, so we'll go ahead and hit yes on that. So we have those quests all activated. So we have that selected. So we also, the quest from this guy over here is to get Signet cast on us. So I'm going to go ahead and get Signet cast on me. I am also a warrior, so I need to go through and look at my equipment. There's an onion sword that I can equip in ring. So just to recap how I did that, if you hit the minus key to open your menu, go down to equipment, it'll open up this menu. If we go to the main equipment, we have this onion sword. And then if we go to the ring slot, we can equip the Bestoken ring that gives us 1 dexterity and 1 vitality. We have Signet cast upon us, so we can go talk to Gildago again. And he will tell us stuff, and he will give us some meat. Yeah, this is a breeze. Go ahead and pop a strip of meat jerky. He gave me some meat jerky, so I'm gonna... If I hit F1 and click on my character, I can go down to items and use usable items. This is a very quick way to get through that in case you really need to do something in battle or something like that. You can just click on yourself and go through and it'll only list items that you can use actively. If you want to look at your whole item list, you can open up this and see all items that are in your item list. You can click on meat jerky and you can also use it here as well, but it's faster if you hit the F1 key to select ourselves, go down to items, select meat jerky, and use. Once we use that, we can go to our equipment or stats screen and see that we now have +3 strength and -1 intelligence as well. So we go and we talk to Gildago again. He will tell us stuff. He wants us to learn a weapon skill and use it, so we can do that too. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to leave town. And we are going to get to level 3 or 5. I think level 3 is fine, but we may get to level 5 just because that's how fast we're going to get experience. I want to go and find a Fields of Valor book. So if I open up my menu, and the first page of the menu, go to map, and then you have markers which you can create. These dark markers you can create and place on the map. Lol hill. And you can place that there. And that'll just, if you open up your markers, it'll just be there. So you can make your own personal markers. These ones are sort of reserved for other things. I forget what exactly. And if we look at the map, let's see, and hit wide scan, it'll show you a list of enemies and their locations. And at the bottom of every list, if there's any NPCs on the map, like that green dot right there is an NPC named Watering Cloud. I don't actually want to talk to him right now. What I want is I want a Fields of Valor book. And it does not appear that there's one by this entrance, so I'm going to go south to the very first entrance to this area. Just to find the book, and that way we can complete our... Oops. We can complete our Undertake Fields of Valor Training Regime challenge, and that'll get us a bonus 500 experience. If we go to the first page and go to our status, we only need 500 experience to get to the first level, so it seems worthwhile to go and collect that book and start a Fields of Valor training. It will also get us a currency called tabs, so when you get a Fields of Valor training regime, it'll tell you to kill X number of monsters. It's a really basic kill quest in most MMOs, and the reward for it is going to be gil and tabs. The tabs that it gives you can be used to give yourself buffs like regeneration for HP, refresh for MP, things like that. So there should be a book around here somewhere. Is there no book? Where's the book? There is a book. Where is it? There it is. It really blends in this environment. Okay, so this is a Fields of Valor book. You can read individual training and go down. I'm going to select page 1. And it's going to tell me to attack bees. 6 bees. And I'll say, bring it on. Yes. And as you can see here in my chat log, it says you have completed the following records of an objective. Undertake a FOV training regime. First time bonus, you'll get 300 sparks and for a total of 600. And you have gained 500 experience points and new training regime registered. So now if we go through and we fight hornets, which I guess is a type of bee in this game. Another thing you'll notice is I'm starting to get skill increases at point 2 and point 3 and point 3 and whatever. So in this game, defeat an enemy. In this game we have skills. Combat skills, for example. Every single weapon type will have its own skill level. That skill level basically equates to your accuracy, so you'll want to level that skill as fast as you can. And it's better not to power level your first job, so just so that you can keep those skills leveling up as you go, so you're not behind. If I powered level to 75 right now, I'd be very far behind, and I would have to fight low-level enemies just to be able to hit them. So, in general, leveling up more slowly and fighting enemies is not a bad idea. Alright, this is convenient. This is a treasure casket. Sometimes these will drop from monsters when you defeat them. The first, this one is brown, so that means it's locked, but if we unlock it, the item we get from it will be permanent. We can keep it. So I'm going to attempt to unlock it, and I have 5 chances. You examine the lock. Second digit is 3, 4, or 5. It's a 2-digit number between 10 and 99. And the second digit is 3, 4, or 5. The second digit is odd, so it's 3 or 5. The combination is between 56 and 77. So that's 60, 3, 4, 3 or 5, or 73 or 75. So let's go to attempt to unlock it. We have 2 chances. So we have 4 options, so let's split it. 63 or 65, 73 or 75. 65 is closer to the center, so we're going to go with that. If less than 65, it must be 63, so we got lucky there. 63. We open the lock. It also went towards our Crack the Caskets Records of Eminence, so if we do that 10 times, we'll get bonus experience. And we get, it looks like a piece of armor and a weapon. So if we go to our items, what we got is we got a level 7 piece of neck armor and a level 11 hand-to-hand weapon. Which is nice. I'm glad I could explain that on the first time. We're going to go ahead and kill 5 more of these hornets just to finish the Fields of Valor. And hopefully we don't level this time. Because if you notice, we're already level 3. We killed 1 enemy, and that already gave us something like 1200 experience. So now that we've taken... I still haven't taken damage. Oh goodness. I really want to take a point of damage so I can heal, so we can get that other Records of Eminence out of the way. So hit me. Hit me. Hit me! I want you to hit me! There we go. 1 point of damage. Alright, now I need to not level. So if I hit the star button on my keypad or /H, I will crouch down and your player will start regenerating health. And as soon as I regenerate health once for this 1 HP, it gets progressively more. So the first time you get like 9 HP, and then 10, and then 11, then 12, so it gets progressively higher. Anyhow, so we got our next Records of Eminence healed out using magic, which gave us another bonus piece of XP. So if we go to our objective list, and we go back to the basics, It looks like, so once we finish the FOV training regime, we got a new one, undertake a GOV training regime. Grounds of Valor, or GOV tomes, are located in dungeon zones, which you can find connected to any of the main outside areas. It looks like all we have for now. So, again, I'm going to go finish this page. If we open the chat log, we have defeated 3 of the 6 designated targets. So I need to defeat 3 more. I am already level 3. This will bring me to level 4. I have reached sword skill 1, I believe. Sword level 2. So we're well on our way there. Now the blue chest will give us a different type of item. This is a temporary item. Temporary items, if you select yourself and you go to your items, the top, these orangish colored items, so the green items are in your inventory and you can use them. This orangish item is a temporary item. If I zone into the city here, I will lose that item. It'll just disappear. As long as I'm in this zone, I can use it though. Silent Oil will give you a status called Sneak, and enemies can't detect you by sound unless they have a special ability to detect through Sneak, which is called True Sound. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and finish this page. We're at 4 of 6. This will bring us to 5 of 6. Ooh, another temporary item. Let's see what a temporary item we can get. A Daedalus Wing. Not really useful right now because we don't have any weapon skills, but I will show you where to use weapon skills once you get weapon skills. So weapon skills are part of your abilities. If you go to this little battle menu here, you can select your magic by type, or you can just select all magic and see all spells that you have. You also have abilities. Your job abilities, like Mighty Strikes, is a special 1-hour ability. It's called a 1-hour ability because the cooldown on that ability is 1 hour long. If I use it, I can't use it again for 1 hour. You have weapon skills, which as soon as your weapon skill levels up, so I'm at level 3, when I hit level 5, I'll get a skill, a weapon skill, and I can use that to fight enemies. Oh, I also finished. So if we go up to the thing, we have defeated designated target, progress 6 of 6. You have successfully completed the training regime. We got 270 experience, 270 gil, and 27 tabs. The reason I wanted to do that was to show you that when you go over here and click on the book, you can read about field support, and you can spend tabs. Tabs can be used for re-raise, regen, refresh, protect, shell, and food effects. Right now it's relatively expensive. If you complete the quest which we're about to start, or would start, I'm not going to actually start the quest so there's no spoilers in this video, but if you progress through the scenario for Rhapsodies of Vanadia, you will get key items throughout the story that change, say, the prices on the tabbed items for leveling or increase experience gain rate or increase weapon skill gain rate, etc. So, generally speaking, if you're playing through more casually, you'll want to do as much of the Rhapsodies of Vanity as possible as soon as possible. And there are plenty of guides on doing that when you start playing yourself. This guide is more about getting used to the menus and getting some of the basic necessities out of the way so that if you're playing this alone, you should have no problem getting started and figuring things out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go back to town. We haven't finished the next quest that our gate guard friend asked us to yet, but that's fine. You can keep talking to him and doing quests if you so choose. But now that we are above level 3, we will have the option to start Rhapsodies of Vanadia. I'm gonna say maybe later for now. And we can go back up to that book and use it to start Rhapsodies of Vanadia. But for the moment, I just want to show you how to get your first alter ego. Now, we need to talk to Gondabad is in southern Sandoria, Clarion Star is in Port Bastock. So we need to go to K7 in Port Bastock. Now, Port Bastock was the other zone that we were in that we started in, so I'm going to go over here to Crystal, hit F8, and select it. And I'm going to say travel to another home point in the current region. And I'm going to go to Port Bastock, and I'm going to go to this home point. And that should let me just teleport between the two home points. I don't believe there is a charge. I wasn't reading very carefully, but when you're in town, there isn't a charge, and the further you're traveling, the higher the charge would be. Okay. Alright, who did it tell us to talk to again? I was not paying attention that closely. Current, call forth an alter ego, Gondaba, no. Clarion Star and K7. I am at K7, where is Clarion Star? If you're not sure, but you're in the general area, you can open your map and click on Wide Scan, and just scroll through the list of NPCs that are in range. And I'm looking for Clarion Star. There's Clarion Star, so I'm going to click on his name and I can say track. And now if you look at the bottom left, I have, with my compass, there is now a marker on my compass that'll direct me towards where I need to go. So this is Clarion Star. And if I talk to him, he will tell me all about alter egos. Am I not level 5 yet? Alright, I'm level 4. I need like 10 experience to get to level 5. Okay. Okay. It is level 5, so to start this quest you do need to be level 5. So we're going to go ahead and go outside town here and just hit level 5 really quick. There's got to be enemies around here somewhere. And at this point you can fight just about anything. Yeah. If I go and look at my quest and look at my objective list, and look at combat, general combat, you can start collecting enemies to vanquish. Deal 10 to 20 damage 10 times, and stuff like that. Here we go. There's probably also a Fields of Valor manual over there that I could start up, but that's no fun. My sword skill is level 4. I will probably hit level 5 before I get the level 5 sword skill. Or anything else for that matter. Should be 2 more enemies will be level 5. There's 1. Let's see. Sword skill. Level 5. Oh, fast pick. While we're here, I just hit level 6. So because I completed those quests at the same time, I basically finished level 5 and then level 6 at the same time. But, okay. So now that we have 100 TP, if you see in the top left where it says TP, we have over 1000. We can hit abilities, weapon skills, and now we have our first weapon skill, Fast Blade. If you notice the target reticule is yellow, that means we are too far away and we can't use it. But as soon as we turn around and face him, we are now in range and we can use it, hit enter, and it'll use Fast Blade. That did 50 damage, it's nice. So now we can go we finished that quest, we can go and talk to the other gentleman at the other gate. Golbad? I forget what his name is. So we can go and talk to the gate. The guy at the gate at the other side of the city in Markets. And we'll complete that quest, he'll give us another task to do, and if we keep on doing those tasks, he'll kind of guide you along and help you progress through the beginnings of the game. Just do what he says, won't go wrong. Alright. Now that we're level 5, we should be able to do this, right? Hey, you there, I've got a proposition for you. Yes, okay, skip, 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 skip. He's gonna tell us all about some random thing to explain that magic exists and this is special, so... Sure. What do we need to do? We need to talk to Naji of the Mithra Musketeers. We'll find him up by the President's office. So the advantage of having these home point teleports that we collected earlier is I can now teleport right next to the zone for the presidential office area. So I'm going to go to current region, the stock markets, and we want to go to... this one's closer. Go to this home point. We are now going to go... And in every city-state there's going to be a different governmental area that you can go. If you did a Gold World Pass, you'll also have to go here to collect your experience ring, and etc. Stock is called Metalworks. They do a lot of works with metal, aptly named. And in this case, there is a special lift that we have to take that's all fancy and technology and all that stuff. So that right side's going up. I think we can collect this home point and then run over to the lift and make it in time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we made it. Gotta speed run this. I was hoping to be done in 30 minutes, but this is taking a little longer than 30 minutes, so hopefully it's not too long. I'm just going to create this small stream in order to do a video guide. It should only take about an hour to get going on any character, at most. So, and hopefully you can skip around and figure out which parts you're missing, which parts you're fine on. So once we get up here, you'll also notice there's another home point we can collect. This will be a common refrain, is collect the home point. Whenever you go to a new area, collect the home point. Whenever you see it on the map, collect a home point. And then we're going to go talk to Naji. I'm going to say Naji, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And talk. What's this? I don't get it. Okay, let's try it. Grumble. Okay, skip. Ooh, magic. Glowy. Ooh. Look at that, it's another Naji. There's no way anybody can abuse this. Okay. Alright. You learned the trust, so if I go to magic and go to trusts, I now have Naji. I'm going to talk to him again. Give it a shake outside of town, so we're going to go ahead and leave town at the gate that's nearby where the trust NPC was. So in this case we are going to go to Port Bastock to the exit. By the way, the home point names, you see there's an E there, that means it's at the exit. If we go to Bastock Markets, M is a home point that's by a Mog House, E is by the exit, and the one over there on the left that we didn't collect is by the auction house, and that would be labeled A, and then miscellaneous just doesn't have a letter. So, just if you're trying to quickly move through those menus, it's a handy little tidbit to notice. Okay, according to our Records of Eminence quest, once it loads, call forth an alter ego, So all we have to do is leave town and summon Naji. You don't actually have to run out in front of the gate, I just feel awkward summoning him in the gate. So, we've completed that Records of Eminence, we've gotten more sparks, we've gotten more experience. If we go to our Records of Eminence objective list, Tutorial Basics, we will see that we have another mission, Call Forth the Alter Ego Valeniral. You'll notice that as a special bonus for our valiant efforts, we have been awarded the cipher of Valeniral's alter ego. By activating that next alter ego, or the next Records of Eminence task for the alter egos, we can go back into town and return to Clarion Star and give him the cipher. Wait. Do I have to go back to the Neji? Come on, let me, nope, I have to go back to the Naji. Okay. To complete the quest, we have to go back to Naji one more time. So we're going to go to Metalworks, going to Home Point 1. Tell Naji how amazingly awesome it is. There we go. Couldn't be happier. Blah 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 blah. Okay, trust permit. Okay. We can now call multiple alter egos. Okay, now we are going to go back to Port Bastock. And we will go ahead and trade him this alter ego thing. As we're running over there, we'll go ahead and auto-run towards him, but if you open up your menu, go to Items, if you hit the plus key, you'll see we have different options for sorting. I like just doing auto and yes, and that'll take all of our stackable items and stack them really quick for us. Okay, F8 to select Clarion, and then once we have a target highlighted, if we go open our menu and go to Trade, we can trade to the NPC, in this case the Cipher of Valeniral. And now he will go ahead and let me summon him. Valeniral's alter ego is the alter ego you would use, or you would first get if you started in Sandoria. We're going to go outside and summon him. Select myself, trust magic, Valeniral. By the way, if you look at your trust menu, the different symbols in front of it, to the left refers to the type of trust they are. If they have a shield, they're a tank. If they have a sword, they're a melee DPS. There's a bow for ranged DPS that you'll see in a bit, and a staff for magic DPS, as well as another type of staff for healer. Alright, so we have completed the Records of Eminence for Valeniral, and we have gotten Mealy's alter ego. So as you can see, we will keep getting alter egos until it'll have enough to create just the basic starter party, and you'll be able to summon 3 alter egos at first. But that should be good enough to explain how to do it, and you should be good on your own from there. Is there anything else that you may need? We'll go over some of the Records of Eminence stuff really quick as well. So, earlier, ooh, we need Unity. We should be able to also join a Unity. So if we go to Tutorial Basics, Assist Channel, Aim on Liaison in front of the Mog Houses. Alright, so we're going to go across the bridge here to the Mog Houses and talk to the Amon representative. And there should be another quest to start looking at the Unity representative. Treasure Cast, Assist Channel. No. While we're running, you can also go over here into different areas. So if you want to do fishing, you can start by talking to the Fisherman's Guildmaster and stuff like that. Combat-wide area will give you general things you can do, like do 10 to 20 damage 10 times. There's a lot of these. Deal 500 plus damage. A lot of these are repeatable as well. Vanquish multiple enemies is repeatable, for example. And total damage is also repeatable. So you want to have those active almost all the time, just for the experience. So in front of the Mog House, we want to talk to the Amon Liaison. What is this? This channel? How do I post a message? What are the requirements? Where can I access it? Tell me about mentor messages. Where can I find mentors? What are thumbs up and warnings? What if I'm muted? Nothing for now. Alright, we've completed that objective, so let's go ahead and collect this home point real quick. While we're here, if you notice when we logged in, it told us that we had some login points. If you talk to the Greeter Moogle, you can exchange login points. There's several items that you can get right now. The chair is summonable. There's several high point items that you need a few days for. There are some low point items, like these are all mounts that you can get later, as well as different costumes that you can use in your macros menu to create glamour or transmog, depending on what game you're coming from. 100 point items. Is there anything in particular? There's nothing in particular I can think of right now that you would want to focus on. You can read guides if you're interested in, but a lot of these items, depending on what you're doing, could be useful. You'll just have to read up and see what they do. Let's go ahead and go back to Records of Eminence, Objective Tutorial Basics, and see if we have... No, not yet. I'm gonna see if we can talk to the Unity NPC yet. I believe there were some at the exit in Vostok markets. You'll notice that a couple of the NPCs were flagged on the map when it opened. So there is a green and yellow flag on your map for a couple NPCs. That green and yellow flag is actually a Japanese symbol for, like, new person. So if there's someone that is training, they will have that little flag, and if there's someone that has, like, a new... If you have a new car, you would have to put a sticker on your car that has that symbol on it, just so that people know you're a new driver. So, let's see... This person... You have to complete at least 10 Records of Eminence objectives. Oh. That's interesting. How many have we completed so far? Not that one. Objective list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, that's not going to happen anytime soon. We could go... and let's talk to the guild masters and get the last 3. Alright, let's go here in Bestock Markets to... there's only one there, and there's the rest of it. That's too far. Let's just summon our alter ego here. So we just have to finish 10 Records of Eminence, and we can talk to that NPC, and then I will show you the Sparks menu. Trusts... oh, I didn't... gosh darn it. I didn't activate that last trust thing. See, that's what happens when you try to go too quickly. But also, where's the other set of NPCs? Oh, we finished that last quest, so we're going to talk to him real quick. Alright, hang on to Beastman Seals, you can get crystals, etc, etc. Okay. So he just explained to us how to do basic synthesis or crafting. So we're going to click on synthesis, we're going to go to crystals, use a fire crystal, we're going to use honey, and a lizard. Is it 2 honey? Now it's 1 honey. Cool. Maybe it was supposed to be 2 honey. Once there, select lizard tail and a pot of honey. Okay, we did the right thing. So we're gonna do our first cooking stuff. And we got random item. We'll talk to him again, complete the quest. And examine the auction house. But before that, let's go ahead and travel to Port Bestock and get the next trust. Because I think we have 2 more trusts, and if we finish the trusts, that should about get us done with the 10 that we need to do the next unlock and explain the sparks. Sparks are very important for many, many things, starting off from early gear to equipment while you're leveling, to your first set of level 99 gear, to also making money. So we're going to go ahead and give him the Cipher of Millie. He's going to tell us all sorts of wonderful things about Millie. And I believe Millie is a tank healer, if I'm not mistaken. So let's make sure that objective list, tutorial basics, set objective. Okay. We're gonna summon Millie, get the next trust, which should be Kupipi. Maybe. I wonder. Trust. So that symbol right there, little staff facing to the left, should be a healer symbol. And now we have Tenzin's alter ego, so we'll go in, change our objective to Tenzin's. Objective list, tutorial basics. Tenzin, yes. We'll go to Clarion, we'll trade Tenzin. Skip, skip, skip. What do you mean hurry up? I want you to hurry up, that's what I mean. Okay, now we have Tenzin. Quest, objective list, tutorial basics. Call forth Tenzin. Trust Tenzin. Call forth. There we go. Adelaide's alter ego. Quest. We'll do it when we're in town because we have to auto-run. One thing to note when you're doing combat is that Tenzin as a samurai will always try to finish a skill chain. A skill chain is a little thing you can do to add elemental power to your weapon skills after the fact. It's very important to learn how to do. Tenzin will automatically try to skill chain every weapon skill as long as he has TP to do it. Objective list, tutorial, basics, go down to Adelaide, yes. Adelaide should be our first Black Mage, well not Black Mage, technically Scholar Trust. For better or worse, Adelaide will also try to heal from time to time, but it's a waste of his mana, which is unfortunate. Having a more dedicated Black Mage Trust is more handy. Okay, quests, objective list, tutorial basics. Alright, we need to summon Adelaide. Hopefully they give it... Is that the only healer they give? If you start in Winders, you get Kupipi as a healer, which I think is a better healer overall, but... Okay, here you go. So you can see this straight staff with the bulb on the end is a healer, and the little crooked staff is a attack mage, a wizard, magic DPS. Alright, summoning Adelaide gave us Jochims. Also notice we have a good 3,900 sparks, which is nice. And because we've been getting experience this whole time, we are now level 7, despite hardly doing anything to level. So levels for your first character, at first they go quite quickly as you're completing all of these quests. We're going to start do Jochim's alter ego. Jochim's alter ego is a party buffer. He will use bard skills and increase your accuracy and attack, or give your mages MP regeneration. He's a very, very, very handy trust. Likely at first you'll be using him more often than not. For now you can summon 3 other trusts with you, so likely you'll have a tank, a healer, and then if you don't need the buffs, you can get a DPS, but otherwise Joachim will be in your party quite often to begin with. Alright, this should be the last trust, I hope. Let's see here. Summon Joachim. Did I not? Oh, phooey. Did I not set the quest? Objective list, tutorial basics. No, I messed up. Unfortunately, Joachim now has a 5-minute cooldown. 4-minute cooldown, excuse me. I don't think that zoning will reset that. But that may be fine. Objective list, tutorial basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 10. Okay, despite that mix-up, we have done 10, so we can go and talk to Where's my home point? There it is. We can go talk to the Sparks vendor and learn all about Sparks. Markets, exit. Yes, please. Alright, that took an hour to get through all that so far, so hopefully the next part doesn't take too long and we can kind of finish this little guide up. Come on, talk to me. Awesome. First set records found all for one from tutorial section of the eponymous objective list tutorial basics. All for one. Set that. And then talk to Igsley. Igsley is going to explain something to us and we are going to skip over it because my goodness, he is dramatic. Skip, 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 skip. Oh goodness, a new recruit. 1,000 pardons. Lock and loaded. What? Okay. Participate I shall. Unity Concord. Praise the powers above. I feared yet another one was bound to disappoint me. Okay. Alright, this is our first Unity NPC. Not the Sparks NPC. Unity is also important. We've been collecting accolades already. They also give extra bonuses for leveling and stuff like that if you look at your records of eminence. You can select which you would like. I would suggest either Uran or Ran or Apurudu. I believe they are both healer types and they just... It's handy. Having an extra healer for your unities is very nice. You can also choose one of the other ones, like Iron... What's-his-face is a tank. Is Apurudu a healer? He might be a black mage. I thought he was a healer. It's fine. Uran Oran is definitely a healer, so that's another good one. But it's up to you, depending which character you like. Okay. Here we go. He is the Unity guy. Where is the... Maybe Isakoth is the Sparks guy. Okay, this is the Sparks guy. So, for Sparks, we have items that are low level, so it'll include a bunch of weapons. And for the low levels, it'll include some basic armor. You don't really need the basic armor, though. One other item that'll be important to know is level 71 to 98 if you go to page 3. At the very bottom, there's the Archon Shield. The Archon Shield, if you buy one, and then walk over to the shop right here, and say sell, the Archon Shield sells for 26,000 gil, which is a nice little starting bonus. As you start capping, you'd only need a few thousand sparks for most of the basic gear that you'll collect from it, so that might not be a bad choice for things to get for sparks when you start off to get gil. At level 99 you have your 117 gear and your 117 weapons and armor. I just said armor twice, that's fine. You also have exchange currencies. You can take the copper vouchers. I don't have any copper vouchers yet. When you do your tasks, especially your combat tasks, you'll start getting copper vouchers. You can trade them to him, and every copper voucher is worth 1,000 of a currency in the game. Check guides to make sure that you're not wasting those, because it's easy to waste. Also, if we go to IM, how many... We can also spend our conquest points. I only have 316 right now, but the first thing that you'll probably want to buy is a Warp Ring. Warp Ring has infinite uses and will cast Warp on you no matter what. So it's got a 10-minute cooldown, but it's probably one of those important items to get from the Conquest guy. Last thing I want to talk about is Unity accolades. So right now, we have... Let's see if I can find it. If I go to status and currencies, let's go to currencies 2. These are all different things that you can store with NPCs. I have 316 conquest points, 27 valor points for the pages of valor, 1,445 sparks, 1,000 Unity accolades. So if I talk to him and I say, bring me to a wanted encounter area, and I say East Renfoir, he will teleport me from Bastock to East Renfoir, and I have now just covered the entire distance from Bastock to East Renfoir instantly. This is very handy for anybody that played the game before that is used to the running between cities, but now I have easy access to the next city. So, okay, that basically covers the really quick introduction video of Final Fantasy XI. Hopefully being able to see all the menus as we went through them and me talking through them was helpful. If not, go ahead and abuse me in comments. I hope everybody that is going to be playing Final Fantasy XI for the Final Fantasy XIV raid series enjoys it, and hopefully this guide will help you get through the first hour or so of gameplay relatively well and gets you comfortable in playing and understanding where things are and what's going on. It helps to have a visual guide sometimes to go along with the wordy text guides that are online, which I thought this guide would take a half hour. It ended up taking an hour, from new character start to having all of my unities so I can now summon them, or my trusts. So I can summon Valinor, my healer Melee, and my bard Joachim, and I have my starting initial party. And these NPCs are powerful. Like, he just did an AoE attack that did 104 damage to all enemies. So if we had enemies with less HP, he would have just one-shot everybody. Which he can. Up to level 5, he actually one-shots all the enemies. So, fun times. Yeah, but that's basically getting started. One other thing to note about the Records of Eminence objective lists. Your combat, you have the general do damage, heal, take damage things, vanquish multiple enemies, etc., etc. Some of these, like vanquish multiple enemies, will always repeat every time you finish it, so you'll always want to have it active. Some of them also take a long time, like damage taken, you'll probably always want to have active. We also have spoils, so if I'm fighting with Signet, I always want to have all of these crystals active at all times. Every 10 crystal drops gives you an extra 1,000 experience, which is very, very nice, especially early on. If you're fighting mid-level enemies like 40s to 50s, I think it might be 50 plus, and you're fighting during weather, you'll want to have the geodes on for that specific weather, or day. I think the geodes are for weather and the Ifritite and the Shivite is for days, but it might also both be days, just different level areas. But these are all elemental, and they're based on days or based on weather. The last list is just based on enemies, so if you're fighting bats, activate bat wings. If you're fighting worms, you'll want to activate flintstone, rabbits, rabbit hide, bees, honey, sheep, sheepskin, lizards, lizard skin, etc., etc., etc. These also all repeat. They're a little less experience, but it only takes 2 drops to activate it. You also have region, so if I am fighting in East Renfoir, activate this. Every time I kill 10 enemies in East Renfoir, I'll get 10 experience. As you arrive in new zones, you will get more quests. So right now I've only been in South Gustaberg, North Gustaberg, and East Renfoir, so I only have those zones visible. But as you enter more zones, they will become visible. It's sort of to avoid, probably to avoid spoilers. Fishing and crafting, just as you do different crafting things, it will show up in your log. Crafting in particular, there's synthesis tutorials. Talk to the different guilds and craft the first thing, and then it'll probably pop up with the other crafting stuff. Finishing different quests to level cap, different missions. So one thing that I do is if I finish missions, I don't complete the Records of Eminence for the mission until I'm starting a new job, and then I will complete a bunch of Records of Eminence missions until I get level 5 with that job, just to skip the first couple of levels. Content, if you're going through and you're doing specific content, chocobo digs, reaching for crests. What is this one? Doing BCNM, stuff like that. Unity, talking in your Unity Concord, touching a home point with another Unity member. These all change basically daily. This is specific to Purudu, and then different enemies that you can fight through Unity Concord. Other ones, daily objectives. These will give you the copper Amon currencies that you can trade for other currencies. Monthly objectives will reward you with deeds of heroism. These are important to do because if you collect deeds of heroism, you can collect special rewards, including one of the best healer trusts in the game in Monburo, who is particularly special because he doesn't use MP to heal. Very, very, very handy. Basically a healer that you never have to refresh. I think that about covers it. So, if you have any questions, find a group of people and ask. Final Fantasy XI is a rather friendly game, so have fun and good luck. Ciao.